Привет, народ! Продолжаем проходить игру Vampyr. Так, значит, что мы видим? Проанализировать, да, сюда. Ладно, что выяснили?
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scows. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Ладно, но, честно говоря, как-то маловероятно, ведь у нас же здесь все-таки есть хозяин, который обратил нас. Соответственно, мне кажется, что все-таки есть вероятность того, что ни хрена это не из-за гриппа. Так. Ладно. Блин, что бы такое качнуть? Мне кажется, вот это будет идеально. И вот это. Блин. Ладно. Ну-ка. Так. Запас крови. На 5%. Так, отлично. Что дальше можем? Я даже не знаю. Блин, 2000 единиц. Да вы обалдели? Ладно, пока что оставим в покое. О, кстати. А мы теперь можем. Так, стоп. Так. Ни хрена себе. Ух ты, вот это хорошая хрень. Даже не знаю, давайте его качнем. Почему бы и нет? Блин, 1000. Ладно, давайте. Блин, здесь уже 2000. Жесть. Не отменять. Я согласен. Я согласен на все. Лишь бы стать сильнее. Ага. Интересно. О, вот. Мы можем лечить их всех. Так, где он? Подождите. А где они все тусуются? Так. Наверняка где-то здесь. А, нет, подождите. Вот. Хукс. Так, Хукса вылечить. Так. Все, тихо. Узнать больше об эпидемии вампиризма. Состояние района тяжелое. Какого хрена? Так, стоп. Значит, идем. Так, 11 уровень, кстати. Неизвестно. Сюда я вообще зайти не могу. Неизвестно. Так, стоп. Пеппа. Эдгар Свонси. Нет, подождите. Возможно, ребят, возможно, серия будет скучновата. Так что смотрите, просто я должен трещать, я должен со всеми разговаривать, чтобы получить больше опыта. Так, я хочу вас вылечить. Как мне это сделать? А, медосмотр, ни хрена себе. Дать лекарство, естественно. Так, средство от простуды -1. Потрясающе. Я получил какой-то опыт? А личные вопросы есть? Нет. Ладно. До свидания. А ну-ка, подожди.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really.
О, отлично. Отлично. Все вылечили.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Ладно, хрен с вами. Переутомление. Головная боль. Ну и где вы? Нахрен. Нет, Пиппа, ладно, хрен с ней. Вот. Ты кто такой? А, подожди, стой.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any
Tibbets.
good news to share?
Do you
Ну-ка,
need any
дай-ка.
medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
А, не надо
Goodbye,
тебя
Dr.
лечить.
Tibbets.
А, тихо. А что это такое? А чё у него за глаз был? Так, я что-то как будто, блин. О, мужик. Давай я тебе средства от переутомления дам.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Еще бы. Так,
Do you need
конечно,
any
спасаю.
medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Дать лекарство.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. And thanks anyway.
Да ладно тебе, мужик, хорош вредничать. Торговать, личные вопросы, есть что-то? Отношения с сестрой Хокинс, это мы уже
Goodbye,
проходили.
Milton.
Милтон, до свидания. Значит, что мы имеем? Так, значит, Гвинет. Гвинет? Ты, кстати, где-то здесь. Гвинет. Ты, по идее, лазишь всегда в Эшбери. Так. Ты лазишь где-то снаружи всегда. Вот. Переутомление. Слушай, женщина, ну-ка. Дай-ка я тебя вылечу. По бырику.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
У меня средства закончились. Блин.
I will see you later, Nurse.
Так, от переутомления.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Надо
Call me
изготовить.
if you need assistance.
Надо изготовить все лекарства. Заранее, кстати. Да, будем лечить. Будем всех лечить. Пойду в мой кабинет, приготовлю все. Так, как только вылечим, мы с вами должны будем, значит, всех опросить. Так, чтобы понимать, мы должны, значит, переутомление, головная боль. Я понял. Переутомление и головная боль. Сепсис. Анемия. Вот головная боль. Ладно, есть. Все отлично. По идее, для двух больных, которые остались, у нас средства есть. Так, значит, сейчас мы пойдем, вылечим их. Значит, пам-пам-пам, кто нам там нужен? Кто нужен? Еще разок. Ага, это женщина и головная боль. Освальд. Освальд Тэтчер. Освальд. Где он есть-то? Интересно. Интересно. Освальд Тэтчер. Тихо. Неизвестно. Так, Шон. А где Освальд? Странно. Ну ладно. Гвинет. Я тебе лекарство несу. Несу тебе лекарство.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Так, лекарство.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Отлично.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Так, что нам там, кстати? Освальд, где ж ты есть? Ядрен батон, Освальд. Где он есть, интересно? По идее, больничка. Освальд, твою медь. Так, болтушка это. Неинтересно. А где ж Освальд? Здесь как будто вообще никого нет. Доктор Свонси. Где ж Освальд? Ладно. Это, по-моему, мой кабинет, если не ошибаюсь. Да, доктор Рид. Значит так, дамы и господа, начинаем с этого момента опрашивать людей. Соответственно, начнем со второго этажа. Значит, что мы имеем? Кстати, и на третий же можно подняться. Хрен там. Так, начнем с этой комнаты. Кто здесь есть? А здесь вообще... Так, это что? Это улица. О, здравствуйте. А можно поговорить с вами? Можно? Я хочу с вами поговорить.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead. A colleague? Are you a doctor too? Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Так, торгануть не хочу пока не хочу.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
Интересно.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Ладно. О, подсказка.
How did you get this job? After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Ладно. Что там дальше?
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing.
Ага.
Sadly,
Ну логично,
very
чё.
rarely happens.
Мало ли что, может, родственники найдутся.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Жесть. Какой грёбаный кошмар.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and
Опа.
she was looking for your body.
Сестра.
She must be very relieved now.
Блин, как жалко, он не знает, что она умерла. Блин. Так, личный вопрос. Так, вы ростовщик?
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe.
Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Ладно. Вот. Добрались до подсказки.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Ни хрена себе.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Было бы охренеть как скучно.
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Ну, приятный на самом деле мужик. Так, значит, торговать. Что ты можешь мне показать?
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Так, в общем, у него можно купить химикаты. А сколько у меня денег? 315 шиллингов. Ладно, будем копить. Так, ладно. Если что, Ингра я у тебя куплю. Слушай, у тебя здесь шкафчик полный всякой штуки. Опиум, ё-моё, для народа. Так, Ракеш. Закрыто. Слушайте, значит, мне что нужно? Мне нужно идти далее. Вот, неизвестно, кто это. Стоп, он внутри. Стоп. Понятно. Так, обходим. Значит, вот неизвестно, ты кто такой? Нахрен. Стоп. Письмо. Длинное письмо, информация. Ух ты. Сестра. Это что еще за твою мать? Да ну нахрен. Я за ним проследил. Нифига.
Do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
Вот хитрожопый, блин, ё-моё. Здесь есть хоть одни нормальные... Здравствуйте. Люди нормальные здесь
Good
есть?
evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Так, а я, наверное, могу задать вопрос какой-то. Вот.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
Ага, ну-ка.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Ладно. Не знаю, чем это могло быть мне полезно. Вот эти подсказки, да. Но, тем не менее. Так, а мы сейчас к Ракешу пойдем. Ракеш, по-моему, же его, да? Ну-ка, Ракеш, мать твою за ногу, ты охреневшая морда, блин. Ракеш, ну-ка иди-ка сюда. Нужно поговорить. Ты, значит, грабишь трупы? Ну-ка иди сюда. Я тебе сейчас туда-сюда. Личный вопрос, полюбас.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Ладно, засранец. Кстати, медосмотр.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Переутомление опять.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Jonathan.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart.
Так, значит, мы вообще к мужику шли, который неизвестен. Он где-то здесь. Если я не ошибаюсь. Где-то здесь должен быть, нет? Вот, неизвестно. Ты кто такой? А ну-ка. Так, стоп.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Злодей. Ё-моё.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Блин. Надо мирно
There's
хочу.
no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Злодей, блин, какой враждебный, а?
In this hospital is longer than mine. Perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ух ты. Так, ладно. Какая-то подсказка есть, да? Личные вопросы.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Ёшкин-матрёшкин.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
А все, мы с ним поговорили.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Так, ладно, этот известен. Опять переутомление. Так, вот, что это за люди? Так, этот неизвестен. Это кто такой? Тоже неизвестен. Разговариваем. Мужик, ну-ка.
Good evening.
Тоже доктор какой-то.
I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Так. Ну-ка, жизнь в Лондоне. О себе.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Ну вот видите, как с одной стороны вот тот засранец, который вот прям к нам враждебно, а с этой стороны вот у нас даже фанат появился.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Охренеть, то есть он в принципе готов экспериментировать над людьми, и не важно, что будет, но в целях именно победы над эпидемией. Так, Пембургская больница.
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic.
It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Вот и задание. Так. Значит, недостающие ингредиенты. Слушайте, ну-ка, а вот сейчас вот об Экрейде. Хотя можно потом спросить.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Так, значит, Стрикленд. Так, подождите. Ну-ка, задание. Что-то я не понял. А у меня не появилась вот эта головешка. Странно. А ну-ка стоять. Ну-ка. Блин. Странно. Ну-ка, Стрикленд, ты где, блин? Мне тебя переспросить надо. Юшкин-матрешкин, вот ты. Или ты нет? Не ты. Не ты. Попрощаться. А, вот Стрикленд. Так. Мужик, слушай, я что-то так и не понял.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Ну-ка.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Я видел эту рожу уже. Причем он пока неизвестен.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Ладно.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Блин, ну подождите. Я вот не пойму, с хрена ли? Блин, а где же расследование-то показано? Юшкин, Матрёшкин, что за фигня? Он меня куда-то послал? За травами, что ли? Или за каким-то заказом? Ну, блин, я понять не могу, куда. Ладно, Эдгару Свонзи, пожалуй, расскажем все по основному сюжету. Может быть, что-то станет ясно. Но на данный момент что-то я не могу вчухать ничего.
It's locked, all right.
А где он? А где он есть? А вот он, мужик.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Не, это в натуре опасно. Мало ли что произойдет.
Using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Ладно, я понял. Но подожди. Мне кажется, я тебя не до конца
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
расспросил.
Please do so.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Ладно.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
Perhaps too capable. Nurse Crane also ran an illicit dispensary in Whitechapel. I had to ask for her resignation.
I see. Well, we'll just have to manage without her assistance.
Ладно,
Do
ну-ка.
you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Ладно, все вроде расспросили. Так, хорошо, ладно. Значит, нам надо в Уайтчепел. Однако, мы с вами должны всех вылечить и со всеми поговорить. Так, что мы имеем? Пеппа. Здесь где-то мужик был. Вот где-то здесь. Так, Ракеш. Стрикленд. Экрайт. Где-то здесь Эшбери. Так, вот. Вот. Мужик. Слушай, у меня подсказка к тебе есть. Я хочу ее использовать.
I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Так.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed. so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough.
Жена погибла.
What an arsehole.
Как жаль. Так,
How could your
причины.
job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Походу, я его разозлил.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Так, ладно, все поюзали.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Так, хорошо. Что мы имеем? Кто еще нам неизвестен? Эшбери, так вот неизвестно. Ты кто такой? Вы кто такие, блин?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all.
Да ёшкин-кошкин, не хочешь со мной говорить.
I'll let you get some rest.
Отдыхайте. О.
Good
Так.
evening, madam.
Здрасте.
Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But I had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Ё-моё, какая же она вот расфуфыренная вся.
What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Ух ты! Ну-ка, ну-ка, ну-ка.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Я понял.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Я все понял. Ну-ка еще раз поговорим с этим мужичком и пойдем к Пеппе.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Так, личные вопросы. Вот, расскажите о себе.
I don't want to talk, doctor.
Ах ты ж засранец, блин. Вот. Вот. Ну-ка.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to.
Смешно.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Я понял тебя. Достаточно толстый намек.
But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't
Так.
waste your time with me.
Пеппа. Ты чё там, блин, бабки вымогаешь? Я не понял. Вот она. Ну-ка. Иди-ка сюда.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
А вроде же Хокинс. Разве нет? Или я ошибаюсь?
What steps are you prepared?
I don't know yet.
Нет.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Значит, я что-то путаю. Так, что у нас там по больным? Слушайте, ну я вроде всех опросил, но вот этот неизвестен. Ну-ка.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Ну ладно, что мы тут видим? Нам надо готовить лекарства. Идем на второй этаж. Тихо. В основном переутомление. Так, раз, два, три, аниме, так, 4, 4 переутомления. Блин, охренеть, у меня не будет столько, мне кажется. А может и будет. Анемия. Нет, простуда, бронхит, пневмония, сепсис. Анемия. Анемия один есть. А ну-ка. Анемия. Отлично. Головная боль. Уже есть. Идем лечить всех. Так, где-то здесь они все. Так, Ракеш. Ракеш, ты где? Вот он. Угу.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Так, лекарство.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Так. Далее. Переутомление опять. Кто это? Так, мужик, ну-ка иди сюда.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Я тебя вылечу сейчас. Да-да-да.
Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Ну, блин, какой ты злой, да?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Отлично.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Ой, дай пройти, дай пройти. Ну дай пройти. Ну дай пройти. Пожалуйста. Блин, мужик. Блин, ладно. Так, здесь что-то. Что-то здесь. Ага. Странно. Ладно, ну-ка. О, отошел.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Так, мне кажется, ты болен. Вроде нет.
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
А, ладно, я понял. Значит, я все-таки ошибся с выбором. Вот он. Так.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
А, ну это мы и так выяснили. И без этого. Так, попрощаться. Так, ладно. Значит, стопе. Вот они, вот. Угу.
Good evening, doctor. How is my son doing?
Так, дай-ка я тебе дам лекарство.
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Ну на, держи.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Так, а теперь сын.
This hospital seems to be
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Так, лекарство я тебе дам. Угу.
Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
А, у него даже анемия, ни хрена.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Так, вроде всех лечим. У кого что осталось? У кого-то что-то вроде осталось, нет? Вот, переутомление у вредного мужика. Пам-пам. Вот он.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Блин, какой ж ты засранец.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Так, значит, что мы видим? Так, я всех вылечил, да? Так, восстановление. Так, неизвестно. Кстати, не знаю, кто это, он даже красненьким помечен. Главная боль. А вот где ты нахрен, Освальд Тэтчер? Освальд Тэтчер. А я ведь действительно не знаю, где он. У меня есть определенные догадки. Освальд Тэтчер. Так, мне кажется, он где-то снаружи. Вот. Тихо, тихо. Вот, ты кто такой? Ты кто такой нахрен? Вон Освальд Тэтчер. Это мне вниз надо? А ну-ка, кстати. Здесь что? Так, опиум. Так. А где я их видел-то? Где-то здесь. Вот. Вы кто такие? Освальда я знаю, а ты кто такой?
It's locked.
Ну-ка нахрен, а как мне можно как-то пройти к ним? А, вот. А, нет. Какого хрена? Так, что-то там затевается, мне кажется. Слышь, мужики. О, ты кто такой? Ну-ка, давай поговорим. Ну-ка.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed of the Pembroke Hospital. May I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed. So it's you who saved my friend Oswald. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you are?
Newton Blight. Oswald and I recently returned from the war.
Ух ты.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Ну, какой же ты все-таки, слышь, трус-то?
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed.
Ни хрена себе.
Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Ну да, тогда получается вы прям закадычные друзья. Один другому жизнь спас.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
Неплохо, неплохо. Так, значит, я тебя искал, мужик. Я тебя спас, я тебя искал.
Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Так. Во-первых, я тебе хочу медосмотр сделать.
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
Тоже вредный какой-то.
But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Ладно, подсказка доступна. Ну-ка.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Ладно, хорошо. Вот и поговорили, да?
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
Ни хрена себе. Подсказка не сразу. А такой тоже бывает? А можно еще раз?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy.
А, видите, как варианты ответа уже исчезли. Блин.
My God, you're so wrong.
Что-то я не ожидал такого.
I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
Ладно, вредина.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.
До свидания.
Try to take care of yourself.
Так, дамы и господа, что мы здесь видим? По ходу дела мы с вами открыли какого-то мужика нового. Да, вот они оба. Угу. Простуда. Блин, у тебя простуда, мужик. Мигрень. Потеряно? Какого хрена потеряно? Мигрень и простуда. Так. Простуда. У меня, по-моему, есть средства. Или нет? Ну-ка.
You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Блин.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Так, ну-ка, мне нужна вот эта сестра. По-моему, к ней подсказка. Подсказка меня ведет. Одна из... Блин, а где она есть? Блин, ушла. Вот, Гвинет.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Нет, ни хрена.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Так, что я должен сделать? Лекарства. Блин, надо делать лекарства, лечить их и уже уходить по, значит, основному заданию. Так, что мы имеем? Простуда и мигрень. Ого, у меня рецепта нет. Где-то здесь этот мужик. Да, вот он. Угу.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You were wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Так, я понял. Так, значит, дамы и господа, что мы с вами делаем? Нам нужно идти по основному квесту. Однако, давайте-ка посмотрим. Мы вообще всех открыли? Да, открыли мы абсолютно всех. И, кстати говоря, я могу вам сказать одно. Это что такое? Порт. Блин, в порту хреново тонна людей. Здесь я всех открыл. Что это такое? Торговцы. Я понял. На самом-то деле можно бы и порт исследовать весь. А почему бы и нет? Но мы займемся этим в следующей серии. Вот, игра будет достаточно затянута, но это будет не менее интересно. Основной сюжет мы с вами всегда сможем пройти. Вот, а стать сильнее шанс может и не представиться. Всем большое спасибо за просмотр. Продолжим в следующей серии. Пока-пока.